Great. Those, we couldn't agree with you more. I mean, what you've just shared is some of the really, really precious gems. And you know what you're sharing, having a result over time, the slight edge principle. And what I see
Absolutely.
from what we followed you, is you put the slight edge principle into your life's journey. I mean, I
Yeah.
absolutely admire you, how disciplined you are and how you put away your time. And I mean, the blog tomorrow, I'm already down for it. I have to listen to it because we are passionate about routines and discipline. So
Yes,
what
and
I,
that's right. Sorry to interrupt that.
yes,
Because, guys, this is the thing with Ray. We heard about Ray that is very hardworking. We see blog posts every day, videos, everything. He does everything you can imagine and more. But the thing that yesterday when we were having a chat with Ray was like, wow, amazing. He gets his day almost done. He's done by 8 o'clock in the morning, guys. So that's a little bit of the preview of how the morning routine that Ray may have. So I think it's going to be a great tip for you guys if you really want to get started in knowing how to start your day the right way and really be productive. He's the man. I mean, Ray is, I think, probably one of the most productive persons I've ever met in my whole life.
Oh,
so
thank,
go
thank
ahead
you.
and
Thank
share, how you put this slight edge principle into your life. And I think,
Yeah.
You can share it from many different perspectives. How do you see that for yourself in your life?
The slight edge principle?
Yeah, just,
Oh, no doubt.
the success of principles, routines that you're putting in and the slight edge over time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that is definitely compound effect, slight edge, whatever you want to call it. I mean, absolutely. It's something that what I see a lot of network marketers doing is they're going broke trying to get rich quick. And so they're constantly looking for the next thing that's going to explode and make them a whole bunch of money. And instead, if you just pound away at this thing, if you just start, getting eyeballs on the presentation, start producing, even small pieces of content. For example, my next book that's coming out, it's actually called The 3-Minute Expert. And it's literally how to create 2 to 3 minute videos each day and become a total expert. I have full confidence that I could go into any niche and in 3 minutes a day by doing these little videos, become an expert in whatever. It could be candlestick making, it could be bread baking, it could be anything. Because I would just study the market, I would study their problems, I would study how I could solve them, and I would make these little videos. And it's just pretty cool. And so it doesn't have to. It isn't. I don't ever suggest to somebody, hey, you got to put in 12 hours every day for the rest of your life. That's just not the lifestyle that I wanted, and it's not the lifestyle that I suggest for other people. There may be some work up front to get knocked out, but after that, it's just you putting in a little bit. And someone that gives you a little bit each day, you're going to build a massive empire that just can't be stopped. At this point, we can't turn off commissions and leads. It's impossible to. I mean, if I stopped blogging today, it literally would go for years and years and years and years. And, that's pretty cool.
That is very, very cool.
And Ray, now everybody's listening to you say, wow, Ray is the man, he's perfect. Have you ever made any mistakes, by the way? Are you human?
Oh my God. Only all of them. I mean, all of them. I mean, I can't think of a mistake I didn't make. I mean, I messed up in real estate, went through personal foreclosure. I was dead broke. I mean, golly, man, there's so many things that I've messed up. But I think a difference between me and most people is the amount of time I stay down. It's very minimal. For example, when I was going for 20 no's a day, when someone told me a no, if you had a heart rate monitor hooked up to me, it would not change. I mean, it would just do, heard a no, no change. And I'm not addicted to the outcome. And, I just know that it's just a matter of time. And, one word that I heard from Jim Rohn, that's just awesome, rest in peace, is the word until. That is a word that I absolutely love, in that when I started with that last network marketing company and became the #1 income earner, I was going to do it until. And a lot of people, they come in, they say, okay, how long is it going to take me to make $10,000 a month, right? And I'm like, I can't really tell you that. But if you embrace the word until, you'll get there. I guarantee it. See,
Yeah.
and that's the same thing with my blog. When I first started, if I looked at my blogging efforts for my first 6 months, it made no sense to continue. It really didn't. Now, the way that I teach now, it could create results a lot faster. But now it would be crazy if I said to someone, "Oh, you know what? I don't know about this blogging." They'd be like, "What?" Right? Because that's been the majority of our leads, our marketing, our sales, our branding. It's got me on stage with all kinds of different entrepreneurs around the world, and it's that blog, man. It's that blog that's really been really good to us.
And another thing about, mistakes really are, we were kind of joking, they're not really mistakes because out of those, the learnings come. But what I'm really interested always in entrepreneurs who created success is when you were really down and, something really hard was happening in your life, what is your internal dialogue, or even every day, how do you keep yourself motivated when you're not? What is that internal dialogue with Ray himself? What do you do?
It's been a while since I've spent time being discouraged or disappointed or frustrated. It really has been a while. Now, that doesn't mean that that we don't have tough things happen, or if we don't have roadblocks or obstacles or anything like that. One realization that I came to back in 2013, that was actually our first 7-figure year, and the realization that I had is emotionally, that was like a tough year. Things kept popping up and things kept, we kept getting surprises, and, all of a sudden I got hit with an old real estate loan, and it was just like all these things happening. And what I realized is, before every major breakthrough, we would have a breakdown. And now I feel that feeling of breakdown, and I actually get a little excited. And I'll tell you, I'm putting together a product launch that I kind of talked to you guys about. And I'll be honest, the way that I'm orchestrating this, it's kind of made me nervous because we're really going big, and it's like I am nervous, and that actually excites me because I know, wow, there's going to be a major breakthrough. And so that's kind of how I see it. And, I do affirmations before I go to bed. I do affirmations in the morning. I do that every single day and night. I'm constantly, every day, I'm studying, I'm reading a chapter in a book, I'm listening to audios, so I just think I've so shored up my mind that it's pretty impregnable. It's pretty tough to break through and really get to me. Even when tough things happen, it's pretty tough. And it's just like, you're talking about the slight edge. If you study, inspirational self-development type material for years, every day, you're also going to be impregnable. You're going to be, very tough to penetrate. And I think that's kind of the stage where I'm at.
Yeah, it's wonderful. You've basically, you have all these tools that, just like, you're teaching bloggers to give tools how to build the blog that we talked about. And to yourself, by studying and being immersed in all this positive information, you've given yourself so many tools to fall back on to should anything happen. And we can totally relate the breakdown to breakthrough. I think that's, something shows up in our lives that we just have to deal with. But through that, there's something big that always shows up. So, that's amazing. So, we just kind of want to finish up here, Ray. There's a couple of questions that we normally ask in our Legend series. And, what are the 3 books that you think pajama bosses should read? People who are listening to this, what should they read right now? Maybe you can mention the 2 books that you also, and the one that's coming up.
I won't mention mine. Yeah, they should read them, but those won't be my 3. So I like to give out books that I think aren't as, maybe known. For example, everyone loves Think and Grow Rich. I've read that. I read it almost every year, and great book. But let me give you some that maybe people don't know. Number 1, The War of Art by Stephen Pressfield. Fantastic book. I had the pleasure of interviewing Stephen. Absolutely amazing. That is a must read book. You'll knock it out in somewhere between 1 to 2 days. It's a pretty short book, but super powerful. I literally have never heard anybody use the exact type of verbiage that he uses in that book, it's incredible. Number two, I would say this is more for the real entrepreneur type, which some network marketers are, some network marketers aren't. But for the more entrepreneur type, I would say Michael Masterson's Ready, Fire, Aim. And that's a great book in that this gentleman has built, I believe, like 10, $50 million a year companies. And, he talks about the different stages of companies. And it's funny, stage one is get to $1 million in sales. And, if you're not there, then don't buy that new computer. Don't even sharpen the pencil. Get to $1 million in sales, right? So it's a pretty interesting book. Third, I'll go with, this is a pretty entertaining one. I don't like the title, but it's a really cool book, and it's by Felix Dennis. Felix Dennis, the book is called How to Get Rich. Felix Dennis is a British magazine guru. He started Maxim magazine. He started Kung Fu Monthly. He started all these different magazines. He's a magazine guru, and I believe he's worth like $900 million or something like that. It's pretty preposterous, but he shares his journey. He shares, here's a guy worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and he shares how he had his dream when he was living in a loft that the roof was leaking, that he literally had to break his last piece of furniture to burn for heat. And, you hear that and you're just like, okay, maybe I don't have it that bad. But this guy went from burning his last chair for heat to being worth almost $1 billion. And, that's when you realize that, if we just hold to our dream, if we stay to our purpose, if we, really craft the vision of who we want to become, man, we can do anything. And, every single year I look back at our accomplishments and I look back at our year and I just know that we could have played bigger and that we're scratching the surface. I'm grateful for all that we have, but I just know all of us here, you guys are amazing, amazing leaders. We're all just scratching the surface. And we're all going to look back 10 years from now and say, wow, that was such fun times, but boy, am I playing so much bigger now.
Wow, I'm speechless, right?
Very, very, very positive message. Thank
yes,
you.
and actually, those books, I haven't read those books, but I can't wait to get offline and start doing some Amazon shopping. So that's great. Thanks for that, Ray. Now,
Absolutely.
One question that somebody asked us about a while back, and we thought it was kind of an interesting question/wish. Let's say Friday night, okay, I can grant you, or we can grant you, or somebody can, okay, a wish, a long life, wish that you always had. And that wish is that you can have, you and Jessica, obviously, can have dinner with 3 heroes, role models that you had. Who would they be?
Now, is that living or dead or?
Could be anything.
Anything, anybody.
And you can maybe explain why those ones as well.
Okay.
That's probably.
I would say Jesus. I have some questions I'd love to ask him. I would say Rockefeller, John Rockefeller. The way that he thought about business, I think is pretty fascinating. So I'd love to sit down with him. Man, I should have prepared for this question. Third, let's see. Maybe let me think about this. I want to give you a good answer here. Let's see.
It's a tough one. The first time somebody asked us that question, Masha was pretty quick answering, by the way.
But you 3 is a very small number. You want to add a few more because there's so many exciting.
Yeah. I don't think. I'd like to say Steve Jobs, but I don't think I would relate with him, to be honest. So I don't think it'd be Steve.
What about someone that you have recently met that was one of your heroes, or a mentor that you were very impressed with?
Yeah. Trying to think who operates the way that I like. Let's see. You know, maybe Dalai Lama. I mean, that dude's awesome. I've seen a couple videos of him, and the guy is incredible. I saw a really funny conversation, Deepak Chopra shared a conversation between him and the Dalai Lama that I thought was really interesting. So that's my three. You know, I could probably spend days on that question.
Outstanding, I think, you know, and what people say is the people that we choose just kind of, this is why we don't want you to prepare for this question, is people we choose kind of tell us a lot about who we are and who we relate to. And obviously you're a very spiritual man, you know, two out of those, and you must think very big in terms of business and entrepreneurship. I mean, obviously Rockefeller was an amazing, so that's outstanding. So that was a great share, and thank you for
we give you a hard one
playing
there.
along at the end.
I'm like, oh.
But that, you know, just to finish off, just very grateful for the connection, Ray, for, you know, the whole Pajama Bosses community will hugely benefit from this conversation. And, you know, really want to encourage everyone who's listening to this to really look up Ray and start learning from him. We certainly have learned a lot from you and Jessica, so thank you for that. And any last things you want to share with Pajama Bosses, Ray, just as we close up?
No, I'm honored to be on here. I mean, you guys are, I mean, you're legends in this profession. So, I mean, congratulations on all your success. And, you know, for those that are watching, for you to be connected with these guys is, you know, it's a blessing, because there's a lot of trainers out there that haven't created the kind of real network marketing business that you guys have created. And so it's an honor to be associated with you.
Oh, likewise. Well, Ray, thank you so much. And we will definitely share more about Ray and Jessica in the coming communication with you guys. So, and
as you guys are watching, before we leave, as you guys are watching this video, below you will see a few links. One of them obviously will be to rayhigdon.com, and also Jessica, Ray's wife. They're both, as you can hear already, you know, they lead by example, everything they say. And it's always, you know, I think it's always important to read between the lines. And it's just not about what Ray was saying, it's the way he was saying it. He's, you know, his thinking, his way of acting and everything. So when you go through their blog, you will see that they really lead by example. So that's what I wanted to leave with. And if nothing else, we'll see you on the other side, as they say sometimes. Keep working. If you're watching this video, keep working, keep doing everything you need to do on a daily basis, because that slight edge that we were talking about is what makes a difference between success and an average life. And I guess everyone that is watching this video wants to have an excellent, successful life in many areas in their life. So thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
Thank you for being on the line with us.
Big hug to Florida.
And we'll see you very soon.
Awesome.